Hello there, and welcome back to my channel, Flicks with Nick. Today I will be reviewing Kissing Booth 3. And look, I know what you're probably thinking. Nick, what are you, a 24-year-old adult, bearded man, who normally exclusively reviews horror movies, doing reviewing a teen romance movie that I am almost certainly not the target audience for? Is this some kind of joke? Am I doing this ironically? The answer? No. You see, as much as I love horror movies, first and foremost, I also love romantic comedies. To all the boys I loved before, Clueless, First Time, Definitely Maybe, Never Been Kissed, 10 Things I Hate About You, Morning Glory, She's All That, Set It Up, About Time, Crazy Stupid Love, He's Just Not That Into You. You name it, I've seen it. I watched Kissing Booth 1, I watched Kissing Booth 2, today I watched Kissing Booth 3, and now I'm gonna tell you what I thought about it. Kissing Booth 3 continues the story of Elle as she tries to navigate her romance with Noah, her final summer before school, and one more big decision she must make. That plot synopsis barely covers what this movie is about. Kissing Booth 3 has way more storylines than ever before. Storylines from the first and second movies are brought back, and even more storylines and characters are introduced. It's exhausting to keep up with. Just to summarize, this movie is about Elle trying to balance work, romance, and summer fun, Elle deciding on her major for university, Elle and Lee's summer bucket list, Elle and Lee's friendship issues, Lee and Rachel's relationship issues, Elle and Noah's relationship issues, Elle and Marco flirting, Noah and Chloe flirting, Chloe's parents getting a divorce, Elle's jealousy over Lee's new friend, Lee trying to move on from his childhood, Lee's family's decision to sell their beach house, Elle fighting with her new stepmom, and the arcade selling the old Dance Dance Revolution machine. That is 14 different plot lines. That's an insane number of subplots to keep up with. It is no wonder the Kissing Booth movies are always 2 hours long. And just like the other two, in those 2 hours, there were so many scenes I totally hated and just as many I totally loved. I'm a sucker for these stupid movies. Kissing Booth 3 was just so ridiculously silly. There were so many cheesy montages, goofy dance scenes, and cringe-inducing humor. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't totally wrapped up in the drama at this point, and screaming at my TV every time Elle was making the wrong romantic decision. Speaking of, I just have to get this off my chest. Marco is without a doubt my favorite character in these movies. Marco is a goddamn fucking angel sent down to Earth. I refuse to live in a universe where he could possibly be someone's second choice. It blows my goddamn mind Elle picked Noah over Marco in the last movie. What the hell is Elle seeing here? Just look at this guy. Look at his goddamn smile. Plain and simple, Marco deserves better. If Netflix doesn't give him his own New York spin-off movie within 2 years, I am canceling my subscription. On the opposite end of the likability spectrum is Lee. Lee is what I like to call anti-Marco. I don't know how many times in these movies Lee gets mad at Elle for absolutely nothing and literally runs off crying. Lee is the most selfish, immature man on Earth. Elle has been putting up with his temper tantrums for 3 movies. Lee throws a hissy fit every time she doesn't follow a rule they made up when they were 9. In this movie, Elle spends an entire summer bending over backwards for Lee, and the one time she doesn't make it to their fucking ice cream sundae eating contest, all of a sudden Elle is the bad guy? No, you're the bad guy, Lee. You whiny, self-centered, too tight t-shirt wearing baby. That's what I really love about the Kissing Booth. The drama. It's like a soap opera. The love triangle with Marco and Noah, the kissing in the rain, the overly dramatic voiceovers, the never-ending scenes of characters fighting and making up. I swear Elle and Noah have been on the verge of breaking up for 3 movies straight. They basically break up 6 to 7 times a movie at this point. There's always some small misunderstanding, they yell at each other, Noah rides off angry on his motorcycle, only for him to show up with a romantic gesture 4 minutes later. Then everything is all good again for a little while, until Elle takes a sneak peek at Marco's washboard abs, and then boom. 5 minutes later, this dysfunctional volcano of a couple are fighting yet again. Though I will say, in terms of drama, Kissing Booth 3 is less fun compared to the first two movies. The first two are more gossipy drama, with Elle deciding which boy she is gonna smooch and dealing with high school scandals. It's very telenovela. Number 3 is a lot more of a sad, overly serious type of drama. It's still definitely silly and very, very dumb at parts, but there's also endless scenes of characters crying or nostalgically walking through a house for 10 minutes, looking at picture frames and remembering their childhood. Seriously, the last 30 minutes of this movie is only emotional heart-to-hearts and characters saying goodbye to each other. It really tries to wrap up every single storyline, and each character gets their own big emotional send-off. Personally, I thought this ending was overly cheesy, but I was watching this with someone else, and she genuinely cried at the ending. Full on tears. So maybe I was just being too cynical. Maybe you too will cry at the end of Kissing Booth 3. Overall, Kissing Booth 3 was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Majorly melodramatic, very dumb, and very fun. These movies have quickly become a major guilty pleasure of mine. Kissing Booth 3 wraps up 3 movies worth of storylines, you get to say goodbye to all your favorite characters, and you get closure on who ends up where and who ends up with who. If you like the first 2 Kissing Booth movies, then you will also like Kissing Booth 3. And if you didn't like the first 2 Kissing Booth movies, why are you here? How did you watch 5 minutes of a review for Kissing Booth 3 if you didn't like the movies? Did you think this was suddenly gonna turn into The Godfather? It's the fucking Kissing Booth. Anyways, those are my thoughts on Kissing Booth 3. Have you seen it yet? Do you plan to see it? Are you embarrassed for me? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this review, please subscribe to my channel, Flicks with Nick. I post new horror rants, commentaries, and deep dives on Fridays. As well on Mondays, I post quick 2-minute recommendations for horror movies available to watch on Shudder, Netflix, and Amazon Prime. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next year when I review Kissing Booth 4, Booth on the Looth. Bye.